Okay, so we're going to use everything that we did, right? We're going to do distribution along with simplifying by throwing the numbers or variables under a single radical and see if we can simplify it as much as possible. So distribution, it doesn't change, right? We take the number that's on the outside and multiply it to each part. So the distribution here, the first times the first, and then the first times the second. So this is actually equal to the third root of x, the third root of 24x squared, minus the third root of x, third root of x. So the first distribution is given by these two, and then the second distribution is given by those two. And then the sign is the same sign that's in the middle. So what you'll notice, right, is this first part here is actually the third root of 24x squared times x, because we can throw it all under one third root. And then the other one, similarly, is the third root of x squared, or x times x. So here we actually have 3, or x to the third, so we can pull one of them out. 24 is 2, 12, 2, 6, and then 2, 3. So I actually have a triple of 2's, so I can pull that one out. And then what's left over here is just a 3. So there's nothing else that we can do here, right? Because in order for us to add them together, they need to have something in common, but none of these are in common. And there's nothing that I can pull out of that because it's just a square and we actually need 3 of them. So this is the simplified version of the top problem. So in the next one, right, we're going to do a similar problem, but where we only have numbers. And what we're going to do is we're going to distribute it where we have a binomial in the first and then a binomial in the second. So let's do it the longhand way first. And what you'll see, right, is if we do the distribution, we get 4 root 3 times 4 root 3 minus 4 root 3 times negative 3 root 2. Then we get the next one. Just going to give you 3 root 2 times 4 root 3 minus 3 root 2 times 3 root 2. Okay. So the two parts in the middle, right? This and this give you a plus. So I can just go ahead and change that. And let's see. Oh, sorry, that's just the plus. Sorry, let me go ahead and redo that one. So this one is negative root 3 because of that. And this one is plus 4 because we're talking about that part over there. So the two middle parts, right? This one over here and this one, they're the same but different signs, so they cancel. And all we're going to be left with is the first part, which is 16 square root of 3 times square root of 3. And then the second part on the right, which is negative 9 root 2 root 2. But if we put those together, then you get 2 3's on the inside. So if you have the product of two numbers, the square root of a times the square root of a is going to just be a, because the square roots are going to cancel similarly the way that we had it before. Because the inside here is actually the square root of a times a, or the square root of a squared, and those cancel again. So what we really have here is 16 times 3 minus 9 times 2. So we have 48 minus 18, or 30. Okay, so we have this answer over here, but if you're slick about the math, you'll see that the thing that we actually did is a difference of squares, because the first part has a plus, the second part has a minus, and the first parts here, this 4 root 3 are the same, and the second part 3 root 2 is also the same. So because it's a difference of squares, it's really this. Okay? Because the difference of squares says the first one squared minus the second one squared is equal to plus or minus in the middle of both of them. So this right here, you can already see is going to give you the 16 times 3 minus 9 times 2, which is the same answer that we got over there, so it'll be also 30. So if you could see the answer, right, or if you could see a different way of doing it, which is faster like this, then you're more than welcome to do it. But if you have to go through the process just by doing it step by step, you will get the same answer.